Let me say this for the record. I have a problem, and I'm going to accuse the Houston Texans on national television for using a black man as a stooge to promote their position, which is embarrassing. David Culley is not at fault here. This man busted his tail and worked hard and waited 27 years to become a head coach in the National Football League. If you're the McNairs, if it's Cal McNair, you come the hell on camera and speak. It's your team. You're the CEO. It's your team. Where are you at? Okay? The new GM, Casario, you come out there and you speak. Okay? To have this coach speaking about Deshaun Watson, and I'm quite sure he had a press conference. Why is he talking to the media right now, Max? What purpose does it serve? He just got there. And the news is clearly about Deshaun Watson. There's nothing else that you do. He wasn't the coach. It was Bill O'Brien that was the coach when you trade DeAndre Hopkins and you don't get a first-round pick, when you trade Jadeveon Clowney and don't get equitable compensation, when you wait a year and 10 years and a day, for crying out loud, to get a left tackle. That was all on Bill O'Brien, who's hiding in Tuscaloosa behind Nick Saban as we speak. And I'm not trying to cast aspersions on Bill O'Brien. There's a lot of things that he's done wrong. What I'm putting on Bill O'Brien is that if there was anybody that should have to be front and center speaking on some of these issues that's going on with the Houston Texans, it should be him. But obviously, he's no longer employed by them, so it's reasonable to expect that he would have nothing to say. But to have David Culley up there speaking, what the hell is he supposed to say? This man's happy to have the head coaching job. He waited 27 years to get the job. And in 27 years, you finally get the job. The quarterback doesn't want to be there any longer. You got nobody else under contract. What the hell is he talking for? See, this is the kind of stuff that black coaches lament all the time. The positions that they're put in. Okay? Now, I'm very pleased with Steve Nash as a person and the job that he's doing in Brooklyn. But you see the difference? You see the situation he walked into? All you got to do is coach. That's it. KD, Kyrie, James Harden. All you got to do is coach. Sean Marks is leading that organization, executive of the year as far as I'm concerned. We see what he's doing between him and Daryl Morey with Elton Brand and those boys. But I'm just saying, look at the situation. But then you got a guy like David Culley in Houston. You just got there. You got no power. And they got you speaking front and center about things you absolutely, positively can't control. Meanwhile, a brother in the quarterback, Deshaun Watson, has made it very, very clear he doesn't want to be there, but he's not trying to come out front and center because he doesn't want to be disrespectful. That's why he met with the man, Max. He met with the man because he knows it's a black man here. He ain't do anything wrong to me. I'm trying to show him the respect that he deserves. Let me not refuse to meet with him. Let me meet him face to face and let him know, look, this is my intent. It's no disrespect to you. You weren't a part of this organization, but I don't want to be here any longer. But the Houston Texans got David Culley speaking. With all the questions that we have about this organization, its treatment of players, DeAndre Johnson of the world, the DeAndre Hopkins of the world, even the J.J. Watts of the world, and clearly the Deshaun Watson of the world, with all the speculation that has been thrown out there about the Houston Texans organization, you got a black man that got a job for the first time as a head coach after 27 years as an assistant, and he's the one you have speaking? It's
sweating up at the podium, lying.
It's embarrassing.
Look.
And it's not his fault. This is not me going off on David Culley. He's done nothing wrong. It's the organization with their weak, pathetic selves putting him in that position. Cal McNair, where the hell are you? What you hiding for? Come out front and center. Don't put this man up there in front of everybody to answer questions you're behind is supposed to be answering. Where the hell are you?
Well, what I was going to say about how the Texans are handling this situation was, what do you want them to do? They have to front like Deshaun Watson's their quarterback, or they're not going to get trade value for him. I still believe he'll be traded, and this is just a way to front. I don't think it's fooling anybody, by the way. But I want to spend my time instead responding to what you just said, Stephen A., because I think it's important. Why is Deshaun Watson displeased with the Texans, right? Does it have something to do with Jack Easterby, who is now running the whole show? Cal McNair, the owner, took the team chaplain and eventually put him in charge of the whole thing.
The team chaplain.
Right. I mean, that's fine. You might have, as I said, an awesome dentist. But if you're on trial for your life, maybe hire an attorney, not the dentist, right? Yes. Might be an awesome chaplain. He's horrible so far at running a team. They spent money. Remember, Deshaun Watson's told he's going to be consulted, and they spent money on a search for an executive. And the search firm came back with some candidates, and some of them were people of color. And Cal McNair decided, nope, we're going to take Nick Caserio. That's who I want. Against the advice of the firm that they hired and spent money on, and without consulting Deshaun Watson, they just went ahead and did that. And then they hired David Culley, which, from where I'm sitting, is transparent. If you're taking a PR hit because of what I just mentioned, and you hire an African-American head coach, you think you have some protection there. However, he's 65 years old. Obviously, he's not in your long-term plans, or you wouldn't hire a 65-year-old. So Cal McNair, Jack Easterby, you're not fooling anybody. In fact, it seems to me, I feel, watching this unfold, like you're disrespecting the intelligence of the people you're trying to entertain with your team, you know? That how naive or how gullible do you think people are? David Culley, meantime, Stephen A., came out and said, he was asked, is Deshaun Watson committed to the team? And he said, yes. And I will take that to mean he has a contract. You have to honor your contract. But David Culley knows that's not what's meant by the question. What's meant by the question is, do you think Deshaun Watson wants to be there? Deshaun Watson has explicitly stated publicly he doesn't want to be there. So the reason I kind of threw out what I was going to say is because I think it's important to focus on what you brought up. It is the reason it feels uncomfortable to watch David Culley do that is because, put in simplest terms, it is a black man who's being thrown out to basically do spin control on a bad situation.
Involving a black quarterback.
Involving a black quarterback, and the white owner and the team chaplain, who's also white, who been elevated
has a problem with.
to team czar,
right,
are nowhere to be found.
That's right. Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming, sports, and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.